Hello, welcome to tonight's program. Tonight's program is Life Skills, How to Use a Generator. Let's see, we'll just jump right in. Let's see. Get started then. Okay, here's the next slide, History of Generators. I wanted to kind of give a little bit of background before we get started on how to use a generator. I thought it'd be good to talk a little bit about their history. Just a real basic overview. In the mid 1700s, James Watt came out with a steam engine. And then in 1831, Michael Faraday established the basics of the electromagnetic field. He invented a magnetic generator, the Faraday disc, they call it nowadays. And in the mid 1800s, many inventions built on Faraday's findings. Small engines evolved which ran on gasoline or kerosene. In the 1870s, AC and DC generators started being invented. And Edison was a big proponent of direct current, DC, and one of his apprentices that eventually went on his own, Tesla, became a big proponent of AC, and they kind of had a battle between the two to see which one was better. Nowadays, most generators use AC. In general, a lot of machines use AC. And then in the 1900s, there were significant inventions and developments. Companies like GE started designing and building generators. Flash forward to 2000s to now, generators have become more portable and less noisy. And like I said, most generators today use AC power. They are engine generators, which incorporate the engine into the generator. So they're almost like kind of like a little engine themselves. The basic generator contains an engine, a fuel tank, voltage regulator, a speed regulator, and some kind of starting mechanism. And we're going to kind of show how to use consumer reports to find a generator for yourself. So how to access consumer reports for free through the library. You visit dearbornlibrary.org, hover over the resources tab, click on all online resources, click on see or scroll down to see, and then you click on consumer reports. Now, please remember, if you're accessing this from home, it'll ask for a Dearborn Public Library card number and PIN number. But we'll try to go there right now and show how to do that. Let's see. Let's do new share. Let's share for a second. And let's go to the website. And then go to, okay, we go to resources, then let me share this screen real quick. Share screen, let's go back to this. So we go to the website, dearbornlibrary.org. We hover over resources, click on all online resources, and then you can click on see or just scroll down to see, and that'll be where the consumer reports database is, all in alphabetical order. Click on it. And we'll just do a quick search for generators. Here it is. We'll just go back to the slideshow for a second. We'll go to the next slide. Okay. And then when in consumer reports, like I said, search for generators, which would take you to the overview tab. And now we'll take a look at a short video, and then we'll look at some of the other tabs there: rating and reliability, recommended, and buying guide. So let's go back to that then. Okay. So here's the overview of generators through consumer reports. It divides different generators up into portable generators, inverter generators, home standby generators, and portable power stations, which is something else which we'll talk about later on. Let's see, generator buying guide. There's a quick video here on generators, which I'd like to show real quick.
In weather like this, a power generator can mean the difference between living in relative comfort or roughing it till the power comes back on. There are two types to consider: portable and stationary.
Portable generators usually cost much less than a stationary, and you can store them in your garage and you take them out when you need them. A stationary generator is permanently installed. It requires an electrician and costs over $2,000.
A stationary generator does have benefits. You can get a large propane tank for extended runtime, and if you use natural gas, runtime is unlimited. Also, a stationary generator can be set up to turn on automatically when power goes out. Handy if you're away from home when disaster strikes.
If you're in a situation where when the power goes out your basement could flood, you're going to want to consider a stationary. It'll get the pumps going so your basement won't flood.
Most people buy a portable generator, which costs less, but you have to store plenty of fuel.
You want to have at least 10 to 25 gallons of gas on hand. That will last you 1 to 2 days.
And you can't just leave your gas in the garage and forget about it, or your generator might not work properly.
You should always add stabilizer to your gas, and after you're done using your generator, you should shut off the fuel valve and let it run out of fuel.
Some generators run on propane, but you'll need anywhere from 4 to 8 20-pound tanks per day. When shopping for a portable generator, a key consideration is how long it'll run on a tank of fuel. To test runtime, Consumer Reports powers up heaters, a water pump, window air conditioners, and lights with each generator. Some ran much longer than others. Also, some generators weren't able to handle the power surges that occur, for example, when your water pump cycles on. Noise is another factor. Some generators are pretty loud, while others are much quieter. There are some handy features to look out for. Some generators turn themselves off when the engine oil gets low, so you don't have to worry about damaging the engine.
Electric start is another great feature which allows you to flip a switch to turn it on rather than manually pull a cord.
And no matter what type of generator you choose, you'll want to get one that's powerful enough to keep all your essentials running.
If you opt for a portable unit, we recommend units above 5,000 watts that will power your refrigerator, your heat in the winter, your water pump, your air conditioner in the summer, and of course lights. For a stationary unit able to run your basic essentials, we recommend units in the 6,000 to 8,000 watt range.
Also essential for a generator, a transfer switch, which will run you about $500 or more installed.
A transfer switch is a device that allows you to connect your generator to your home's power safely and conveniently.
And finally, play it safe. Run your generator at least 15 feet from your house and never, ever indoors or in a garage or shed. Check our ratings to make sure you're getting a generator that'll keep you up and running. I'm Sue Lacola for Consumer Reports.
Oh, okay, looked at that. We'll go back to the guide up here. So here's the tabs again. Kind of looked at overview. And now we'll go to the next tab, ratings. This shows ratings for portable generators. You can click on portable or inverter generators, and inverter generators are portable too. They're just basically quieter than traditional portable generators. So that might be something to look at. You could click on either one. We'll click on inverter generators just for now. And it'll show you different ones and their ratings for them, how they did. So this is a really good resource to go through before you actually buy one. See one there. Here's a Ryobi, $600 on average, overall score of 84. It looks pretty good. And there's just a lot here to choose from. You can look at the ratings, and then you go back to the original page. There's recommended. They have recommended portable generators. There's a portable generator, DeWalt, for $550. It says running wattage range from 2,500 to 4,900 watts. You can kind of click through that and look at those. And then there's a buying guide too. Has a lot of information in there. It shows how Consumer Reports tests the generators. It says know your power priorities, how much power you're going to need, and it kind of gives a chart of how many watts some of these items use. Like refrigerators on average, they say use about 600 watts. A portable heater be about 1,500 watts. Computer 600 or 60 to 300 watts. Lights 5 to 80 watts per bulb. So it kind of give you an idea of what you'd want to run. What items you would want to power. Then you would know how many watts you want to go for. List the types of generators: home standby generators, portable, inverter generations, portable power stations. List things how to run a generator safely. Different features to consider: automatic CO shutoff, automatic carbon monoxide shutoff. That would be important. If CO levels rise high, the machine would shut off automatically. Electric start, that's something I think might be a good idea. Other ones have a pull cord. I actually got one with a pull cord, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have got one with an electric start where you just press a button and it starts. So this is a whole list, and here's talking more about a transfer switch, which would be something separate. If you didn't just want to plug it into like your fridge or something, you would get a transfer switch to plug it right into your circuit breaker. But we just use our generator with a cord, a long extension cord, and then we plug it into our fridge or our TV. Okay, so we'll go back up here. We'll go back to the PowerPoint slide then. It talked about the different types of generator, portable generators. Inverter generators are also portable, but run quieter than stationary or home standby generators. And like they were saying, how many watts will you need? And they listed some of the general watts. We got one that has an output of 1,700 watts, which is enough to run the essentials for us, the fridge and the TV. I guess also we could maybe move it to our furnace if we needed to. We could do the furnace or the fridge, but you might, if you want to do both of them, or like the air conditioner and the fridge, you probably might want to get something bigger. Where to buy a generator? Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Harbor Freight, just to name a few places. And I got this from Family Handyman, 10 tips for using a generator safely. 1, never operate a generator in or too close to your home. Consumer Report says a minimum of 20 feet from your house with the exhaust directed away from your house. And this is like, these things are like little engines. They have an exhaust and a motor running, and you can kind of see the smoke coming out of it. So I would say direct that away from your house. 2, never backfeed power into your house. What they mean by this is never try to hook it up directly to your circuit breaker without what Consumer Reports was saying, a transfer switch, which is something separate you get installed. 3, let the generator cool down before refilling. 4, store and pour gas safely. They say no more than get no more than a 5-gallon tank, because that'll be heavy. That'll be heavy with 5 gallons, and it's going to be hard to pick that up to pour it in there. 5, run the generator on a level surface. 6, keep enough spare motor oil and filters to get you through an extended outage. 7, limit cord length to prevent appliance damage. They said in this article, use a 12-gauge cord. And the lower the gauge, the thicker the cord is. So if you see one that's like a 16 gauge, that might not be good enough. They recommend a 12-gauge cord. They're kind of thick and no longer than 100 feet. And they also say prevent theft, number 8, by locking it up. Number 9, running out of gas can cost you. Say if you run out of gas, that can be hard to start it again, I think. 10, bad fuel can stop you in your tracks. This is something important. When you store it over the winter, they say, or if you store it for a period of time, it's good to add a gas stabilizer to the gas so it won't go bad. Additional tips, gas is extremely flammable, so be very careful. And as Consumer Reports said, it's also a good idea to have carbon monoxide detectors in your home before firing up a generator. Of course, as said before, never start a generator in or near your house. Now here's some actual steps on how to run a generator. Each one will be different, so please read the manual. Now here's the instructions for the one that I have. Make sure you've added enough gasoline and the correct amount of oil. Turn the fuel cap to on. Rotate off, run, choke dial to choke. Switch eco mode switch off to off. Firmly grasp the recoil handle and pull slowly until increased resistance is felt. Pull rapidly up and away. When the engine starts, rotate off, run, choke dial to run. And here's actually an image of the manual stating those instructions under starting pull start engines. That's what we have, a pull start one. I'm going to try to show a quick video of me starting it today. And it's kind of a success fail, or maybe a fail success, because I did start it. Make sure that that's okay. All right, after you put some gas and oil in it, here's how you start it. Now you turn the gas vent to on, and then you turn this dial to choke. And then you pull on the recoil handle, pull it up until you feel resistance, and then you pull it rapidly up and away. I'm going to try to do that now. 1, 2. And it got started with that. Share that one. Take a look at that. Okay. Let me share that. It got started with that, and then once it starts, then you turn the yellow dial to run. And right underneath there is some inputs for plugs. And you basically just treat it like an electrical outlet. You plug stuff into it, and then you can run it that way. So you plug an extension cord underneath that yellow dial, and then you plug that into like your fridge or your TV, and then it all goes right. It works.
Can you plug it into a wall outlet?
A wall outlet. I wouldn't recommend that. Let me see. Plug it into a wall. No, I wouldn't recommend that, because then that's connected to your circuit breaker somehow. But I would like when you plug an extension cord into it, the other side of the extension cord is almost like a plug in like a wall outlet. So you just you could plug your lamp into that. Or you could get an extension cord that has, like 3 prongs on it, and then that would be like your wall outlet. But that's what we did with it. Like, we just used an extension cord, and we plugged our fridge and our TV into it, which were essentials for us. That was during the power outage with all the flooding. Our power was out for, I don't know, like 4 days or something. I think that's what ultimately made me get one of these things. And I was like, wow, these are pretty amazing. I want to, share this information that I've discovered with these things. So I think they're a really good tool to have, especially nowadays. There's another option out there. That was the 4th one that Consumer Reports listed. They're called portable power stations. Now, according to Consumer Reports, these don't use gas or propane. They're powered by a battery that you can charge by plugging into an electrical outlet, or sometimes an included solar panel. And they say don't expect to power as many appliances or run them for an extended period of time, because they don't provide as much power as portable generators. And you can't keep running them without recharging them, either with electricity or solar power. Consumer Reports had a couple of examples I wanted to show real quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, portable power stations. Here we go. It just shows a couple of them. They're a little bit more expensive too. I haven't used one, but I get the idea. You charge it beforehand, then you could use that to run your fridge or your TV or other things that aren't too high wattage. So yeah, that's something else to look at. Let's see if there's anything else with the slideshow. And I think that's it. Did you have any questions or?
No, I just kind of wanted to see how, like, um, how you really hook it up to your house. And like, I know like you're supposed to keep it outside and things like that. Cause we are considering getting one, but I want to buy one that I know that I'm, you know, going to benefit from. I don't want to buy one that's not going to end up giving me the power that I need.
Yeah,
Because we've been looking into it ever since the flood, you know,
yeah,
and I just like to compare generators and things, and because I've seen them at Sam's Clubs and BJ's, and my husband's been. I'm like, you just can't buy whatever on the shelf. You really need to look into it, research the product, look at the reviews.
yeah.
Because we have my son has like nebulizer and other like breathing machines that he might need in case of power outage.
Oh, wow.
Plus our,
Yeah.
you know, our appliances and like the refrigerators and things like that. And because, you know, ever since the flood, the only thing we got, and he just went and bought like last minute, he was out to Arbor Freight all the way down in Ann Arbor.
Mhm.
He got a, what do you call it? The pump. One of those
Oh,
huge
yeah.
ones. It's about the size of a generator.
Uh-huh.
So, and he keeps saying, you know, get a generator. And I'm also kind of thinking about getting one that's already hooked up to the house.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. That
But
would, what's that?
I've heard things like you kind of have to be there or something, and then run down to your basement and switch off something from your fuse box.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to be really well educated on how to start them and take care of them, and you know, keeping them well maintained.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Consumer Reports page might be able to help you with looking at different ones, you know, where those would be more like home standby generators. You would go to this part, home standby generator. Look up like the recommended ones. But yeah, that's I know I've talked to some people that have gotten those and they like them. I kind of went the cheaper route and I got a small inverter generator, which wasn't really that cheap, but I mean compared to some of the other ones,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess all of them are expensive,
Yeah.
but yeah, either one could be good, you know.
And it seems like the last ones you mentioned are the ones that are solar power, or the ones that don't run on gas or propane.
Yeah,
Those sound like they're more newer.
yeah, those sound really new to me. And that might be something I would look into just to have another backup, you know. But I do like these little portable generators, the way they're little motors like that, and like all of a sudden our fridge was just working, you know, before the food spoiled, and it was just such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Turn that on.
Because it seems like the one you have, like, I don't know, how many square feet is your house?
Ours is about I think it's about 1,100 square feet.
Oh, that's almost about mine. Mine is about like, yeah, 1,200. Because that
Yeah.
looks real small. You just have like one refrigerator and one.
Yeah, just one
Oh.
refrigerator, and yeah, it's you know, about 600 watts or something.
How many people are in your family?
I've got 3 kids.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of like us. Yeah, we're like a
Yeah.
family of 5, 3 kids,
Yeah.
me and my husband, and so that's, yeah. Well, we got 2 refrigerators though, and you know, the air conditioning unit, and
Yes, so you might want something bigger.
yeah. Plus, we
And
got
they have them. They have lots to choose from.
yeah. There's a lot to keep in mind when, you know, choosing.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's ones with switch instead of a pole.
Yeah, I would recommend that. If I had to do it again, I would get an electric switch one, you know. But the pole ones work too. So yeah, if you get one of those, you know, you just be ready to do that pull cord a few times, and get it going.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe like if on the Consumers Report website, like if there's like a checklist you go through of what kind of features you want on it, and then it matches you up with generators that have those features.
That would be nice though if it did have that.
Maybe if it's like under the buying guide.
No, I don't think it does really. It has stuff to kind of keep an eye out for, you know. Down here, it shows features to consider. So this is a good list to look at for, like here, electric start. So maybe kind of go through this. Multiple outlets, so you can run more cords from it. So yeah, just I don't know. I don't think it really has like a checklist like that. That would be good. But what I would recommend is trying to go through the recommended ones, because these are ones that they vetted, they've tested, and these are ones that they recommend, you know.
Yeah.
I think that was the one, we got one of the ones that they recommended
Okay.
for inverter generator. And also, yeah, if you want to check other sources, that's always good too. Check as many sources as you can, you know. Check the Amazon reviews and
Yeah.
did you have any other questions or?
No.
Well, I hope you have success finding a generator, because we felt good getting one, you know, and it's kind of like a little peace of mind because the power goes out in our neighborhood a lot. So
Yeah, so does ours.
yeah. So just I would recommend trying to get one, whether a portable, and we kind of just started small just to kind of, we didn't really know what we were getting into. So I kind of got a small one. But I like it so far, and I would recommend getting one.
Okay.
Well, good luck in your search for it, and give us a call if you have any questions, you know.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Have a good night. Thanks for
You
joining.
too. You're welcome. Bye-bye.